Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today let's talk about Manchester United. Manchester United just played against Grimsby, or Gripsy. I don't really know how to pronounce their name that much. I'm sorry about that. So we just finished playing Grimsby at the second round of the EFL Cup. And Manchester United have been knocked out. This is the first time it's happening in the Manchester United history. So what might have gone wrong with this club for years? First of all, we always appoint the wrong managers. This is one thing. And I hold the board accountable for this. Always appointing the wrong managers. Don't get me wrong. This our manager is a good manager. Ruben Amorim is a good manager. I've always been a fan of him. But if you check, you see that this manager is a young manager. He doesn't have that emotional balance to handle a big team like Manchester United. Manchester United is not just any team. It's a very, very big team. It's so hard. It's so hard to be able to manage a team like Manchester United. It's so hard. That's why you see Ruben Amorim struggling so much to cope with the pressure. You see, he cannot even watch penalties. He cannot even watch corner kicks. Even throwing that is close to the box, he cannot watch because the pressure is too much on him. Not the pressure of losing his job, because he does. And I'm not seeing Ruben Amorim as like someone that is scared of losing his job, but I see him that is having pressure because of the media and so many things he reads online. Now, why I blame this manager a lot for everything that is happening? You want to stick with your five at the back system, no matter what. This match you just played today against Grimsby is a perfect example of a match that you could have tweaked something, you would have tried different approach, you would have seen. The definition of insanity is when you try the same thing over and over again and you're expecting to get a different result. Now, a club like Manchester United, we no longer play with wingers because we have a manager that doesn't believe in wingers. We have Garnacho that is not playing again. We have Rashford no more here. We have Anthony no more here. We have Sancho that is no more here. All our wingers, they have all left the club. Now, you want to play your three at the back system, but there are so many ways to play this three at the back system to make it perfect, especially for a big club like Manchester United. A club like Crystal Palace now can decide to play three at the back, and they can be successful with it. Do you know why? Because these people, they don't need to attack so much. Because when you're playing a three at the back system, that formation is not a formation that will make it exposes more. It exposes the attacking side more than the defensive side. What I'm saying now is an average defender can thrive under a three at the back system because he's having so much support when they are three at the back. He's not so exposed. But your midfield will be so exposed and your attackers will be so exposed. Now, when you are playing a high, like the way Liverpool play with so much, they overload the box. Chelsea, they overload opponent box. When you play in that system, you see that the attackers, they will thrive. That is why you see that this new sign like Joao Pedro has scored, he has assisted. You understand? Even an average player can go to all those kind of system and thrive. An average attacker. But in those kind of systems, you tend to see that most times the defenders, they struggle. Like people say, Liverpool, they don't have defense. They have defense. Very strong defense. The only difference is that they are always attacking. They always putting bodies up front. Same thing with Chelsea. People say, they don't have defense. No. They have. Manchester United, even with all these things we are saying, we don't concede a lot of goals. But the issue is, do we score enough? We can end up the season scoring 44 goals. You understand? Is this enough? We can concede 50 goals, but we end up scoring 44 goals. Conceding 50 goals is not a bad thing. We are supposed to be, a club like Manchester United should be targeted to score at least 100 goals or more in a season. This is how this club is supposed to be thinking. I cannot even remember the last time a club like Manchester United went on and scored, let's say, 5 or 6 goals in a match. Chelsea just scored 5 goals in their last match. Arsenal did the same. I cannot remember the last time I watched a club like Manchester United do this. So this Ruben Amorim, his tactics now. Okay, example now, you play 3 centre-back. Someone like Luke Shaw, the people will say, Luke Shaw was very great. He's not great. He's playing in a 3-man defense. Everybody can look great. Even me, I can play in a 3-man centre-back and I will be great. Because even if I make mistake, we are 3 at the back. Now, you play, instead of playing a winger, our manager has decided now to play a left wing back and a right wing back, making them to be a winger. This left wing back now, they are always free on the flanks. But the difference now is they are defenders. They don't have the skill to dribble or to take on players. So when you leave them on that flanks, The only thing that they can do to hurt the team is to cross. But these people, they don't even have those ability to cross. So if you want to play a three at the back where you play with defenders, those defenders need to be very attacking. They need to be they need to be a good crossers of the ball. We hardly cross ball into the opponent box. You will never see Man U crossing the ball. We are supposed to be playing three at the back, playing a flying wing backs. We are supposed to be pulling in ball every time we go forward. But you see this man will play Dalot, right wing back, and you play Dogu, left wing back. They will not pull in one ball. They will not put in one cross till the whole 90 minutes. So what is their work? They are just going there to just stand. You will see many times they are free on the flanks. They will not take on one player. They cannot complete one successful dribble in the whole 90 minutes, and they're not crossing the ball. So if they're not crossing the ball and they're not dribbling, so what are they doing? What is their job there? Secondly, we now play two-man midfield. When these two people are playing when you want to play a two-man midfield, you need someone that is so press resistant, that has legs to run down the channel, that is a good tackler of the ball, can keep the ball, can give passes, spread the play to those wing backs. But when you are playing someone like Casemiro now, he doesn't have that legs to cover that space, because when you are playing five at the back, the five of them are on a straight line. The two midfielders are in front of them. Those two midfielders, there's a hole, because you can see teams that are even playing three centre back and three midfielders. They always use their left or right back to put into the midfield, just to overload that midfield. This is tactics that people do nowadays in recent football. Then you are playing only two, and we don't have anybody inverting into the midfield. It means that your two midfielders need to be they should be competing for world-best midfielders. That's the kind of midfield that can succeed in this kind of philosophy. Then now even at the same time you have to check it. This what they call it, this Mbeumo that we bought, was it necessary for us to buy Mbeumo when we have midfield issue? This Sesko that we bought, was it necessary? We would have just managed Højlund and this guy, what's this guy's name? Zexi. Plus Chidiobi that is coming in from the academy. Once in a while, you can just throw him in 80 minutes, 85 minutes. We would have managed these people to make sure, because football is always played from the midfield. Anything you are doing on the flanks, anything you are doing any other part of the pitch, the goals should come through the midfield. This is the heart of a football team. So when you want to buy Sesko for about 85 million and you're buying Kuha for 60 something million, you are spending over 150 million for Sesko and Kuha when your midfield is porous. Why do we do things wrongly? We do things the right things at the wrong time. This Mbeumo now is a player that likes to cut in from the flanks, take on player, or even cross the ball from the flanks. This is his strength. We all know. I watched him. Everybody knows this. Then the manager, you bought Mbeumo. You already have Amad Diallo. You want to turn Amad Diallo to wing back. This guy cannot be a wing back. He's very deadly on the press. Now we bought Mbeumo, not minding that we have Amad Diallo. We went to buy Mbeumo. We invested 65 million for Mbeumo, only for him to be playing as a 10. This is not his strengths. Why can't we just try differently? Just try different thing. This Mbeumo can play from the flanks and be deadly. And this thing we are trying to say Garnacho. We know Garnacho doesn't have the best of characters. He's always a kid that is always throwing tantrum. I feel like it's adolescent age because he's only 21. Why not we just leave this guy? Try to know if this manager system will work. If it doesn't work, the next manager that will come, we want to buy winger. Do you know how much we buy Garnacho if you go to the market now? A player like Garnacho, they are pricing this Garnacho for 35 million because they feel like Man U is desperate to remove him because we need to use the money and invest on other things. But we know that to get a player of a profile of Garnacho later in the market might cost us 100 million. Why not let this guy stay? He's on just 50k pounds a week. It's not too much money. Why not let him stay? If this manager is not working, we remove this manager and get another manager. 99% sure that the next manager that will come, we want to play with a winger, natural wingers. This Sesko that we buy is not necessary. I don't see what he brings to this team. Even the manager doesn't believe in Sesko. So why are we investing 85 million? Is it that we just saw that Newcastle wanted to buy Sesko and we decided to just take the Sesko away from them? Because do we actually need Sesko? I was surprised to see that Manchester, even if we want to buy a striker, that will come and outrightly bench Højlund. We are supposed to be looking for a striker that is miles ahead of Højlund, not a striker that you bring in and people will start saying, oh, they prefer Højlund, they prefer Sesko. We don't need those comparisons when we have invested 85 million. We are supposed to be going for top striker like all this Alexander Isak or Watkins, that we know that this is what he is. When it comes to this team, he will give us goals, he will produce goals. But even at that, don't get me wrong, Watkins can still come to this Manchester United team and still struggle. Because look at everybody struggling here. Look at Cunha is struggling. Cunha is trying to do everything. He's trying to do everything. People might say, oh, this is just Gribsy. Even if we don't have manager, we are supposed to win the game. But you cannot take away the psychological part of a football. This football goes with psychology a lot. The psychological part of this football is what people don't understand. These players, their mindset is checked out. Look at all of them. They are under so much pressure. Why should a player be so much pressure? People have not played football under pressure. You think is this one people are playing on the streets? This is a professional football. And apart from this result, the psychology of Manchester United have been going on for years. Everybody is frustrated. That's why any little thing you see that this player say he wants to leave. They don't want you to leave. They are being, okay, imagine a player like Anthony saying he wants to leave. He's not trying to leave because of he felt like he's not getting play time or something like that. But the psychological aspect of playing for Manchester United is too much. And if you want to get a manager, you have to get a manager that is psychologically fit. Ruben Amorim is not psychologically fit. He's not. If he's doing like this in the public, how can he be in the private? A manager that cannot even look at his. A manager that is supposed to be giving. The player is supposed to look at their manager and feel like, oh yes, this manager is believing in us. When you are playing for Manchester United and you look at the bench to see your manager to get instruction, you see your manager doing like this. Every time it's like this. Every time. What do you think? I will lose. The little confidence I have will just go. Because I feel like even our manager self doesn't believe anything. That's why we can go to these Gribs is safe. If they're supposed to play Manchester United to the point that even when they touch the football, they're supposed to be happy. We can blame Onana. I'm going to make a special video about Onana because we know how Onana is I just want to make a special video about Onana. But at the same time, Gribs is supposed to advance from their posts to the point that they get to Manchester United posts and take a shot. A team playing in the League 2 team, how are they supposed to be advancing to the points that they are getting to Manchester United post and they take a shot? They're not even supposed to be. They're not even supposed to be anywhere near the football match. This is not a It's not a championship team. It's not even a League 1 team. It's a League 2, and even in that League 2, I don't even know where they are in their table. And we are here blaming Onana and all those things. Onana is we already know what Onana is. Why do we need to keep blaming him for everything? We already know the kind of keeper he is. We already know that this Onana was a mistake that was made by Erik ten Hag and the board. But even at that, even if we bring our fourth choice goalkeeper, even if we go to our under 18 and bring our goalkeeper, we are supposed to still win this game comfortably because our goalkeeper is supposed to just cross his arm on the post and be praying to get a shot. How did we go this low? Losing to Gribsy for the first time in our history. We are losing to a team that is in League 2. They knock us out of the cup. A League 2 team, a competition that we are not even supposed to be playing by this stage. All my life I supported Manchester United. I never saw us playing in the FA Cup, in the Carling Cup, in the second round. I never witnessed it. So we have to call a spade a spade. This manager is not fit. I love this manager. I love his personality. I love the way he speaks to the press. I love the way he carries himself. I love everything, even his facial expression, everything, the way he analyzes football. I love everything about him. But we have to be. I was even biased last season. I didn't want to listen to anything. I was like, no, this manager will succeed. This manager will succeed. But coming from the 15th position last season, coming to this, you had time, you were giving excuses. Oh, you didn't have time to train on the pitch and all that, blah, blah, blah. You need more time on the pitch and all that. You have given enough time. They even spent 200 and something million pounds or euros, I don't know, on signings, three attackers just to make sure we are scoring goals. And even in the Premier League, we have played 2 matches. None of our players have registered a goal. It's pathetic, to say the least. It's pathetic. So my summary of this video is that this Ruben Amorim might be a great coach, but him not being flexible with his tactics in a club like Manchester United, we are supposed to be, if we are losing a match or if we are chasing a match, we are supposed to, these 3 centre backs supposed to be 1 left. You're supposed to take off those 3 centre backs. It's a different ball game when you're playing to a team like Arsenal, you're playing to a team like Liverpool, Chelsea, and you're playing 3 centre backs. It's understandable. You want to make it tight for them and everything. I see him always performing against all these big sides. It's understandable. But when you are losing or you're chasing a game against a lower team, you are never flexible. This is my problem with Ruben Amorim. Secondly, you are always under pressure as a manager. Alex Ferguson will watch Champions League final match. He will open his eyes and watch it. Champions League final match, he watch it to the end. Even if he gets to penalty, he watch it. He's an old man. You are a young guy. Why are you so scared to watch a football match that your team is playing? This is a team that you just coached. You didn't even believe in your coaching. So it's just pretty clear and obvious that this manager needs to be changed. If we take away sentiments, if we take away emotion, just take it rationally. Maybe even the board might like this manager, because me, I like this manager. If I'm talking from emotional point of view, he's a manager I like. To be honest with you, I like the profile of him. But if you want to be rational, think like a straightforward person, you know that this manager cannot do anything with this Manchester United team. And I'm sure like this now he has lost his dressing room. Because even if I'm a player and our manager lost a game of this magnitude, like they are losing to a League 2 in a knockout stage of an FA Cup, you are not even supposed to be playing at this stage. They are only here. They are only there because of the fact that you finished 15th. If I'm a player and we play to this manager and we lost today, this is the time I will lose faith in him. So the owners, they need to sit up and do the right thing for the fans, for everybody, for the mental health of these players, for the mental health of the fans, because there's nothing more for this Ruben Amorim. There's nothing more. There's nothing. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please, if you watched to this point, please like, subscribe. I'll make more videos, more content about so many other clubs. Thank you so much.